joining us. Hold on. What is your name? What do you like to call yourself?
My name is Indira Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have a name I call myself,
Okay.
but they call me.
Yeah, what did the streets call you?
Oh, wow. Probably my name.
Indira.
Yeah.
Heard. Is there any instrument that you've been experimenting with recently? Or do you have a favorite instrument of yours?
Right now, yeah, I have this little toy keyboard that my ex gave me
No, that was featured in the piece.
at the library show.
Yeah. What was the name of the library show?
Well, it was my name.
Oh.
And then, I did a set I played 2 songs with John Pablo, who's my roommate, and then I played a few songs by myself, and then I played a debut set with my friend Valerie with our group Hot Bananas.
Oh yeah, she was singing.
Oh yeah, and my instrument. Yeah, it's this like plastic toy keyboard. I can play it for you too.
That would
Just have
honestly,
to
if we
plug
could
it
get
in.
like a shot of that.
Yeah. I've been like working on a Drexciya cover, like a chopped and screwed Drexciya cover.
Right.
Yeah.
Heard. So you play viola,
I play viola.
tiny keyboard.
Time willing, I want to get into like working with like title cycles and Faust more. So doing like coding stuff, algorithms, sound design, that sort of fun
really.
stuff. Yeah.
The bones of EDM.
Kinda.
Or elaborate.
Yeah, like it's like, I'll show you some videos. I'll show
Okay.
you some videos of what I'm thinking.
Right.
But yeah, I think my experiences with DJing's very fruitful for me in the sense that it requires the least amount of work for the most amount of pay. But it's not very fun for me. I mean, I have a lot of fun with it.
Right.
But I like challenging myself.
Okay.
In a way that DJing's fun and it is challenging. I don't apply myself very much in it though. And I feel like it's just because I don't really care about it in the way that I care about the other instruments that I play. But I feel like if I could kind of tap into my experience is tapping into like title cycles and Faust and like the very limited capacities that I did. It's like the challenge is there, the potential for reward is there, and I feel like I just have to apply myself more to it and have the time to apply myself more to it to make it fruitful.
Because you've been DJing for how long would you say? Is it more recent?
On and off. I started DJing in 2020.
Okay.
And
DJ baby.
Yeah. And then I recently made a return to DJing after like a 3-year break.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah.
I definitely know like at your performance when we were at the Detroit Public Library, I could tell you were having a lot of fun.
I was having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was honestly this shit about how like when you like towards the end when you guys like passed out the rain stick to make it like interactive. I thought that was so cool.
Music should be interactive.
Yes.
I mean, the whole idea of like music as being something that separates an audience from a performer, I feel like it's not good. It's too like museumified, and music is not just something that you should passively observe. I feel like I compare it a lot to like the visual art world, where like I can go to the DIA and like go in the Renaissance painting room and not give a because I don't give a fuck about the people who painted this thing. But I go into the Impressionist room and I'm just kind of underwhelmed because, just speaking the general eye, because at this point I appreciate it for what it is, and I'm like, wow, now I have this great reverence for these painters. But if you see some painting by Monet, you're like, oh, this is just a bunch of colors on a canvas. It's too impressionist. But then you learn what Impressionism is, and you understand that it was a reaction to like the advent of the camera and things that can capture things photorealistically. Is this sort of counterculture? Is this sort of like rebellion to what was already going on or what had been existing in the art world up until that point? And you start to see it for what it is for what it represents rather than what it really is. And I feel like as you learn people's intentions and you learn the intentions behind history, you can appreciate it so much more. And you can learn so much more, and you can take the lessons from it that you wouldn't otherwise take from it if you didn't know the context.
It's like teaching and learning, but teaching, learning, applying, and then like continuing to pass it on.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know, I feel like what you're kind of hinting at is more or less like we're all musicians and we've just kind of forgotten it.
Yeah, or we can all participate in this thing
Mm-hmm.
in a way that doesn't put people above other people or doesn't expect a reaction to go omnidirectional. It can be a two-way street because music is I don't know what music is, but you can think about it as like a relationship.
Yeah.
Or a means to developing a relationship. And there has to be interaction in both directions then.
Exactly.
You have to have common ground.
Mm-hmm. Is that how you did you like source kind of like that thought process in your like in your set? Because I was trying to listen, and it was like I feel like distorted ambience was how I would describe it a little bit. There was a speech of some sort, and it seemed like it was talking about compulsory heteronormativity.
Yeah.
What was that?
So I asked a bunch of people in my life, like a lot of loved ones. Well, this originally wasn't really gonna be part of the project, but I've been missing my best friend a lot. She just moved to Japan, and she's my best friend. We have matching tattoos. And I see her on average now like once a year. But we started doing this thing called Freeform Fridays, where every Friday we just send each other like as many voice notes as we need to about what happened in our lives the last week. And I had been missing her voice a lot, and I just asked her like a series of questions, and I ended up taking those same questions and just asking a bunch of other people in my life who I'm at varying degrees of closeness to respond to them, including my dad, who texted me, "These are really, really hard. I'm gonna try to answer them," and then sent me one, like an answer to one of them, and it was very all over the place, and I'm very grateful that he did that.
Right.
And it made me cry. But like I took my best friend's and I just kind of like chopped it up in Ableton and I put it on a tape. And that's like what that was. It wasn't really like I don't know, I didn't really know what was gonna happen with it. I think that's like the most beautiful thing and the most difficult thing about making music is sometimes you have these grand ideas in your head. And I feel like when I meet people who are like, oh, like I'm gonna make an album, I'm gonna do all this thing, and they get stuck at the conceptual phase, this is the same issue that I ran into, but you have to like let go of that conceptual phase and just like let whatever happens. It's a lot of conceptual work, and most people are not ready for that until they've been doing music for, or you know, making a music for X amount of time or with X amount of like, you know,
it's world building.
It's a lot. You can't play God with no experience in life and like the realm of world building. You can't do that. But once you know you make a few moons, you can like make a planet. You know, you gotta start somewhere. You gotta start with those molecules.
You like subconsciously derived so much like early Detroit like techno vibes for me.
Whoa.
And like
probably because I've been around this.
I mean totally. It's like I don't know if it's fully like what like your genres are encapsulating, but it's definitely there.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of or most really creatives and musicians in Detroit have some form of connection to techno.
Oh, definitely.